Hey YouTube, Surface Geeks here. Dave, that's John. John
Yes,
waved.
yes, it is. I did. Two thumbs up.
The camera doesn't switch when you wave. But hey, Surface Geeks, right here. This is YouTube. So we're going to do an audio podcast. This is just,
This is
we,
an unboxing, right?
this is not an unboxing. Actually, we're going to I'm going to have a little show and tell. So the video will be kind of cool. But hey, we do this for audio podcasts. So go over to surfacegeeks.com, .net, whatever you like, and download that podcast. I moved the mic again. I can't make up my mind.
Yeah, it looks good.
I wanted
You have
people to
something
be
new
able
back
to
there.
see the. I thought it would feature a couple of devices.
See, Surface 3, a Synology. Not sure what the top one is.
Um,
A
top
lot of
right,
stuff back there.
silver. That one right there. That's an IO safe. Oop, that's a Media Smart server. That's MVP. This is a HP N54L server. This, maybe I should have make a game out of this. And that, you can see that, right?
hmm
Okay, that's a Ken.
I don't know what the other one is though, with the woman and a handset.
Oh, we should play a game. We should play a game. Okay. Everybody out there, you've seen us live, join the chat. We are at surfacegeeks.net. Click the live link at the top or surfacegeeks.net/live. You can watch live. Okay.
Might have some issues. The chat room, I think they had a reload and they're good now. YouTube player has please stand by over the video.
Shit. Chatting in the chat room. Hey, if you're on YouTube, head over to surfacegeeks.com/live and you can chat with us. We have a chat room. It's free. You don't have to sign in or anything. Yeah, Yoda sees the VIC-20 hidden back there. Guess you can see all my Harry Potter books. Let's see, right, bing here, and there's I can't. It's hard for me to do
Terrible.
this office. No weatherman I would be. That over there.
Yeah.
That's a leather case from World War I. I got a lot of war books. I read a lot of books. I read things.
Dave, when I finally get to meet you in person, I'm going to clean up your start screen. Although by that time we'll have Windows 10 and we probably won't be using our start screens like that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out what to do. I just leave it that way.
Just scroll through that horizontally in the new start menu.
Just a mess. Yeah, I agree. It's a mess.
I just can't wait to see what. Just upgrade right to Windows 10 on that device and let me see what happens.
This is my 2.
Oh, okay. So that ain't happening.
Yeah. Surface 2. I thought about employing a Surface 3 back there, but man, what a waste. What a waste that would be. Of a Surface 3. All right, let's record this thing. This is the Surface Geeks podcast, episode number 92, recorded on June the 3rd, 2015. Welcome back to the Surface Geeks podcast. I'm your host, David McCabe, joined by Mr. John Wiskowski. How are you doing tonight, John?
Great, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here. Glad to be talking. We're going to be talking all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to be talking about, we're definitely going to talk about Windows 10. I know you've probably heard enough of it, and we try not to beat it down quite so much, but we're going to be talking about it. We'll be talking about some fresh new hardware. We're going to be talking about, I got this cool thing I'm going to pull on John about making a phone. We're going to make a brand new phone. And then what else are we going to do? Oh, I got something cool I'm going to share with you this week about the Microsoft Band. And if you're watching on video on the YouTube, it's identified the gadget day. This is a brand new gadget here. You can see this one. It's not fair. This one has I can't reach it. Headphones. This one is the Kin 1. So I know you guys can see that. Ta-da. If you're on video, I'm just showing my it. I just wanted you to see. It says Windows Phone. I thought that's kind of cool.
Verizon and Sharp. I forgot Sharp made that.
Yeah. So this is a really cool packaging. I should do an unboxing.
Sharp, well
John.
known in the Windows, or I mean, in the
Windows
mobile
Phone
phone
space.
space. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Sharp. Sharp.
Was that their last mobile phone, Dave? We'll have to look. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure in Japan or some other
Yeah.
place they were still.
So if you can identify this other box, I'm just going to leave it out there. That one right there. Let's see if anybody in the chat can
I don't see how that's not
identify
like a
that.
Plantronics headset type box. That's what I'm going with, some kind of Bluetooth or VoIP solution.
Let me just say it has a speaker and a mic. You can hold it. All right, so Surface Geeks, we can be found on Twitter at Surface Geeks. You can follow me personally at McCabe.io. Follow John Wiskowski at J Wiskowski. If you don't want to look that up, it's Polish. Just look at the show notes. We got awesome show notes on the homepage there at surfacegeeks.com, and you can follow all those accounts. Don't forget, we are a member of the Geeks Network, thegeeksnetwork.com. Follow more podcasts like this one and ATP. John, you guys recorded another show.
We did.
So one a month, right? That's what we're going to do?
You know, we'd like to get to like every other week, but it's tough. So we were thinking about going this week, but there is a fairly substantial event next week, right? To some people, Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. So shouldn't we wait and do a show
That's
next
next
week
week?
and recap Google I/O and WWDC? So we'll have to see where we go.
I didn't realize that was next week. I like to watch those just to see what the other half is doing. All right, I need to tell you about Meetup 2015. So Meetup 2015 is going to be on September the 12th, 2015, here in Indianapolis, actually Fishers, Indiana. If you would like to attend that, you can head to the forums at surfacegeeks.com and click the forums link. There's a post in there about the meetup. What we do is just a geek gathering. A lot of geeks, we get together, we present information. We're going to present stuff on servers. We've got cool stuff on home automation. We will have tablets, you name it. We're always having something fun. Microsoft will be there. Synology, it's a lot of good fun. And I have a show and tell for you later, John, but let's just do it now. Let me show you a couple things. I know I may have showed these things to you before, but next week is my big week to do a couple of YouTube videos, and I'm going to show off some protection devices for the Surface 3. Now this is fun because it's brand new for the Surface 3. This is Urban Armor Gear. It's got a built-in stand. As you can see, I haven't taken it out of the plastic. I don't want to. I'll probably unbox it and try it
Yeah.
live.
Why would we want to open the case we're going to review? But that's just me. And for those that were able to join Dave on Periscope, we saw an early look at some of these.
I did do a Periscope on this. So this specifically Microsoft Surface Pro. Oh, I said Surface 3. This is Surface Pro 3. Whoops. Sorry about that. Surface 3. I've got some water-filled design cases right here. Leather. Really nice looking stuff. Canvas. Like a military type canvas. Old style feeling. Really kind of cool. Water-filled design. Sorry for guys listening on audio, but this is a great spot for video. You can slip your Surface in here, throw it in your backpack, throw it in whatever, or just throw it under your arm and boogie. Outside pocket here. This is from our friends over at skytab.net. We reviewed a couple of these last year. So this is just like a little holder. What do you call this? Portfolio?
A handle?
No, I mean the whole general design. So put your Surface 3. This is designed for Surface 3. In here, lock it down, and then you've got a pocket for whatever gear right there. It has plastic on it, so I haven't peeled it off. So it will look different. Same thing in black. Friends over at skytab.net. Reason I'm showing you those is because we're going to review them, and then I'm going to give them away on at the meetup. So meetup 2015. I've got a couple of more. They're sitting over there. I can't reach them. One from Amazon that I purchased. I see a couple of more over there. There's another Urban Armor gear that I'll be giving away. Some of those like Waterfield design ones are really expensive, like $75 and up.
Yeah.
They make
Really nice cases. I had one for maybe like a MacBook or something several years ago. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on those. I want to buy like every case that I see, but I have to stop myself because I'm afraid like what if I want a Surface Pro 4 and then I get this great Surface 3 collection or something. So
yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
try to
it's
hold
tough.
out there and wait because more and more cases are coming. There are some from Incipio that I really want that aren't quite shipping yet. So
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, I like to order the cheapies, and I like to order stuff from China, especially for phones, and use like a little $11 case and stuff. I've done some reviews like that before for Windows Phone. So
I can do that for my phone, but I just don't know
yeah,
about doing that for my Surface.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, Let me skip to this one. I'm going to skip around a little bit. The Surface Engineering Academy is now live and available for anyone who wants to learn more about software, hardware, and industrial design. Some movies, some videos from the Ignite conference. Listener Daryl P sent me some cool links, and I'm going to have those in the show notes. But these are really cool. John, I don't know if you got a second to click on some of these prior. Maybe not. These are like Channel 9 videos
Okay.
and really good stuff. So I'm going to put those in the show notes. Design Matters for Surface. Let's see. We've got Building Microsoft Surface Pro 3. That's a cool one. Scratching the Surface. Lessons from Support. So these should be some really good videos for you guys. These will be in the show notes, so I'm going to give you those. They'll be up probably tomorrow for you guys. John, I'm going to like a Microsoft event tomorrow night with
What?
Stephen Rose. You know Stephen Rose from Microsoft? He's
I've
all
heard of the name, but it's
yeah,
not
he's
ringing a
all
bell.
over Twitter lately. He's kind of doing a nationwide tour with Windows 10
Whoa.
and going to view that. Last year, I went to this same event and I picked up the Dell
Ah, the Venue 11
Venue,
Pro.
yeah, the Venue 11 Pro, and I was able to review that. So I picked that one up at the event. So
Nice. Do me a favor and see if you can spot Windows 10 preview running on a Surface 3 and see if you can play with it. Let me know what you think.
okay, I will do that. I need to know what I think too because I put it on Surface Pro 3, the first build, and I pulled it off, and I haven't gone back since. I'm letting everybody else tackle it, John. I have no interest whatsoever in running Windows 10 until it's stable. Done. Finished. Baked. Well baked.
So are you planning on, does that, when you say stable, are you going to wait until July 29th? I just kind of jumped ahead there, but, or would you consider a build before that?
I'm going to wait.
Okay.
And so will you listening out there. We're going
Okay.
to save that for later. But that's a little teaser. A little teaser. So thanks, Daryl, for sending me those links. They're really good. It's an audio podcast. It's hard to kind of convey the coolness of these videos, but you definitely want to look at these videos. John, I'm going to have a Microsoft Band post for you. I've got the band, and I've got a cool post coming up for you and everybody else. You're prepared to be blown away. So I met a guy here in Indianapolis. He has got this cool post that he's gonna kind of guest blog on the Surface Geeks blog, and it's kind of a mixture of like fitness, screens, the app, and working with Band and other Microsoft devices as well. It's really cool. I think
Cool.
you guys are really gonna flip over this. It's really pretty cool. So I kind of wanted to sneak that out for you guys listening to the podcast and listening live. You guys get a little extra. We'll sneak that out there. I did the show and tell. My last show and tell item, I showed you the cases, is this mean looking device. This is a TP-Link. What is it? Oh, it's got this huge long nomenclature of a name. It's an access point. It's a
Good old
Wi-Fi
Dave.
extender.
Always buying
Wi-Fi extender access point.
always buying high quality name brand
Hey,
items.
this is TP-Link. This is good stuff. $36 at an Amazon store near you. I'll put the link in the show notes.
Now,
You know
just
what?
for reference, I was considering spending $200 on an Asus wireless AC access point, just so everyone knows. But
Oh
I
well,
can't wait
this
to
is
hear
not
about it.
AC. This is not AC. I'm going to give that to you. Um, the reason I like this is it comes with its own power over Ethernet device. So I can power this in my basement and run the access point anywhere I need it to. I'm going to try
Oh,
to, what this is going to do, I'm going to try to spread better Wi-Fi coverage to my pool area.
great.
John, I know you've seen the pool via video, via uh, photos, and I'm not getting very good Wi-Fi out there. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to play playlists from Amazon, push it to an AirPlay device, which goes to an amp, which pushes out to speakers on my deck above my pool. And it's hard to
That's
do from
that's a
outside.
lot of latency right there. Like,
Actually, it's really good.
no, I know.
It's
I'm
just
just saying it's
bam.
streaming to the device, and then sending it back out via AirPlay, and then
I'll
picking it up
show
from the
you when you
speakers.
show up for
That's what I'm thinking. I can see what this is all
meetup.
about. Yeah.
When you're here for meetup,
Meanwhile,
I'm going to
I'll
show you.
bring my UE Boom, which is 149, and it's waterproof, and I'll just take that with me and hop in your pool.
There
Be
we
good.
go. There you have it. Okay, did anybody figure out the device back here? So we just do a show and tell, get this over with, move on with the podcast.
Yeah, I'm so glad I put show notes together, Dave.
We never stick by the show
No,
notes.
no.
Um, it's not labeled for video. I'm going to show it like this. How do you even? This is a stumper for you guys. All right, here it is. Can you figure that one out just by looking at the face?
Yeah, it's the Palm Veer. Is it the Veer?
You're close. Oh, looky there. It's a pre plus.
Oh, wow.
It's a pre
Man, that screen was
plus.
small. So the Veer was even smaller than that. Unbelievable.
I thought the Pixie was a Pixie
The
smaller.
Pixie. There you go. Okay, you're
You
right.
thinking of
Yeah.
Pixie?
Yeah. Man, that was small.
Little chiclets. Look at those little chiclets on there.
Aww.
Aww. You can see my light. Look at the light reflecting.
Why are we looking at this, Dave?
This is background noise on my shelf. All right, on with the show. All right. I have too many surfaces, John.
You can never have enough. I would just say have one in every room, at least in every bathroom.
They're all in here right now.
How do you
Okay.
charge all those? Because they each have their own cable, except for the Surface 3, right? Terry cable.
Yeah, Surface 3, Pro 3, i3 is in the dock. So let's go through this list. RT, the black. 2, I have a 264, 64 gig. That's over here. That's running the background. Pro 3, i3, Pro 3, i5. Surface 3 blue, Surface 3 red. So I'm thinking I need to, I don't know. John, should I sell one of these? I hate to give anybody
Yes.
like any ammo. Say Dave's selling his Surface.
No, but you have a plethora. There's little difference now between the Surface 3 and the Pros, and we all know you're going to be getting a Pro 4 probably. So you'll
I have
probably
to
have
get a Pro
multiple
4.
Pro 4s.
I
So
have to I have to purchase a Pro 4. RT I think I'll keep forever because I don't think it's worth like
right.
even trying to turn it over.
It's a collector's
Right?
item.
It's a collector's item. Surface 2, I could probably part with Surface 2. What do you think?
Wouldn't want to. Never mind. I was going to suggest passing it down to a family member, but I know you have other devices in the household, so
Yeah, yeah, might keep that one. Might sell the Surface Pro 3 i3.
yeah.
Might
Even
sell
though
that.
that's the best Pro 3 ever made, but
That is the best Pro 3 ever made. I agree with you. I do agree with you. Might have to sell those. Let's skip that and go straight to Windows 10.
dun, dun,
Um,
dun.
John, why don't you just kind of a lot of crap has been going on. I mean, it was crazy. What morning was it that it was like 4
June
a.m.
1.
or something?
Yeah, it was June 1, man.
Oh
Uh,
my
which
God.
was like Monday. So I went to bed. Almost always close out my feed right before I go to bed.
Hmm.
So I woke up and I woke up a little early and I said, "Oh, I'm going to take my time, you know, starting to get ready for the day and maybe I'll actually be able to make it to work early at the same time." Then I sit down at my computer. Actually, for some reason before I got into my Twitter feed, I launched a couple tabs in my browser on my desktop, and one of them was Facebook to see if anything happened overnight with my friends, and that's where I saw it, believe it or not. And then I had to go to my Twitter feed and was like, "Whoa!" Like you said, right? 3 a.m. I guess 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Boom! They just hit us with the date.
So they hit us with the date of July 29th. But by the way, I turned off Twitter. I couldn't stand it, John. It was unruly. Everybody and their dog was tweeting about this, and I couldn't handle it. I turned it off.
Wait
Did my
until next week. I mean, come on, it's nothing like an Apple event.
I don't know. I follow a lot of
Yeah, see,
Windowsy people.
I for every what would you call that platform, I limit
Hmm.
the people that I follow because of that reason. You just don't want to explode. There's some sources that you're going to follow that are going to cover everything, and then you have the specialist, right? I'll just call
Right.
them that. So you have to limit it, Dave. You just have to.
Yeah. In fact, I've started unfollowing quite a few folks. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. Just way too much.
So yeah,
My timeline is so big.
are you surprised with the date? I know some of us were thinking earlier for a while, then we started leaning later. It's kind of in this in between, right? I don't think any of us would have guessed it.
No, I am surprised. I am surprised just by to me how early it is. I mean, this is very early. I think also this is a I don't know when the hardware is going to hit, John. Maybe you can tell me this, but this is like probably the earliest they could possibly get it out in order to hopefully get it to the kids before they go to college.
Yeah, well, and that's tough too. But so the new hardware that we'll talk about later, the hardware that comes with Windows 10 that's been
Mhm.
shown off only running Windows 10, they're saying August, which is obvious because I wouldn't be surprised if a couple vendors want to be at least in the Microsoft store, maybe Best Buy on launch day or launch weekend.
Mhm.
But I would assume like your Staples and your places like that and Amazon will probably have stock on sometime in August, I guess. We just don't know when exactly. But the way it was explained, it's going to trickle out. So it was implied that you can go to your Microsoft store and or other stores on July 29th and get a device with Windows 10 on it, and then many more to come as the days and weeks go by.
Okay.
Of course, Microsoft has an advantage. If they wanted to, they could have stock in their stores of at least the surfaces that are up for sale at that date, right? I mean, they could pre-bundle some Surface 3s with Windows 10, right, and have them ready in the store in theory. So you don't have to go through the upgrade process. The
Hmm.
other option is they could upgrade you before you leave the store. I don't know if they want to do that, but of course they probably will. I'm assuming if you go to the Microsoft store and just buy a laptop, hopefully they would help you walk through that process of getting Windows 10 on there. I'm assuming we will learn more as we get closer.
Okay. Now this, we'll talk about some hardware, and we'll talk about maybe some Surface Pro hardware. But does this mean on the 29th I'll be able to click and download and upgrade my machine to Windows
Well,
10?
it depends. So everyone on Windows 8.1 or above, I can't confirm Windows 8, but has a little icon in their taskbar that's the modern Windows logo. And you click on that icon, and it gives you some information about Windows 10. But most importantly, you can confirm your reservation. They're doing this because the free upgrade is only available within the first year of release. So it expires July 29th, 2016. You would have to accept your Windows 10 upgrade on or before that date. So I already did. Many of us have. We've confirmed our reservation. So what that means is actually our machines will start to download Windows 10 before July 29th. And apparently it's been implied that some of us might wake up on July 29th and Windows 10 would have installed overnight, or
That would be
sometime that
cool.
day. Yeah, that's the
Why do I
that's
why do I think that that's cool? Although that's kind of scary.
Well, I think for some people that's scary that just clicked on this thing and was like, okay, sure, I'll get it. And they're going to totally forget about it. And
Exactly.
now, in fact,
What?
I just realized something. Now I know, I just put two things together. So, anyway, so you're going to totally forget about it, right? Well, you're not, because that taskbar icon won't go away, at least as of today. And when you go to Windows Update, it tells you that your reservation is confirmed. So, there's two places in your Windows 8.1 operating system that you're going to be not constantly reminded, but close enough that Windows 10 is coming. And who knows if there's not other push notification type things that will start popping up as we get closer. It said it checked my machine for both the eligibility and compatible apps. I don't have a lot of apps for the desktop, and all Windows Store apps are compatible. So of course, it said it didn't find any issues. But definitely hit up the forums and let us know if you've kind of hit that icon and checked out what it tells you to do there, and if it told you that maybe some of your apps are not compatible, or you're going to have an issue. Because of course we're all using Surface type devices, so we're going to be good to go. But I wonder if you have like a weird laptop, if it says your webcam driver isn't supported or something like that.
Hmm. Now is this for all versions of Windows 8?
Well, I know you can freely upgrade from 7, 8, and 8.1, but I do
Hmm.
not have any of the icons on my Windows 7 machines. Not that there's many in the house, but I have one at work and my mom has one. I have not seen the icon pop up there. I don't have a true Windows 8 device. They're all 8.1, so I can't confirm whether the icon popped up there. I do know it came as a recommended update, or like an optional update.
Hmm.
That's how they push this out. And I think someone said they've recently changed it, so now it'll automatically get pushed out to machines, whether or not you accept the optional updates. But I think over the next 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks, more and more Windows 8 users will see this icon start popping up.
Okay. Well, I have 14 optional updates available. I don't see the icon.
Wow. Okay.
I'm on 8.1 Pro.
So what's the right podcast correct phrase? I have OCD or whatever, but every Tuesday I make sure that I get every update.
Right.
And it's hosed me before, but I still make sure that I get
But these are
every update.
optionals. I
Oh, I
don't.
always take those as well. Yeah,
I just take them, download them.
I
They're in
take
there.
them. Because what if there's something cool there, right?
There is an OCD Twitter feed. Have you seen it?
And like every day, I also check for Windows Store updates, even though they'll automatically come eventually. But I'm like, oh, like, is there a new Tweetium? Is there a new,
Yeah. So I like
Xbox
that.
Music? Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I need a KB number to see if. So if I search KB number
KB
Windows
Windows,
10
because you can remove it from the taskbar by uninstalling that
update,
KB. So Dave, I can get you that KB.
the chat
Oh,
room. KB 302-5380.
Way to go, chat room.
302-53. Oh, don't hit that. 302-5380.
And I may be getting some of this wrong, so I apologize to both the chat room and our podcast listeners.
That is not one in my list. Well, the chat room didn't put it in there. That's one I found.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the chat
Knowledge
room.
base article 302-5380. No, I don't see that. So that's not on my list. I've got an install. This is an MSDN install. So I don't know if that's something that's going to be different. An ISO that I got off of MSDN 8.1 Pro. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely need to check my Windows 7 PC to make sure it never gets it because it's a Media Center PC. And that would wipe Media Center just right off the face of the earth. And I would be dead because TV wouldn't record.
But yeah, I'm excited. It'll be interesting to see. I almost kind of want it to let it go through its own
Mm-hmm.
process. I might just wait to that day and see if when I wake up, I think I'm gonna take that day off from work just in case it goes bad or good. If it goes good, I want to play. If it goes bad, I'll have some work to do to recover. But interesting tidbit, they've kind of confirmed that you will be able to do a clean install, but the way to do it, it hasn't totally been explained, but the way it was implied was you would let your device update to Windows 10, make a recovery disk, or go to reset your Windows PC, reset Windows, and it would start fresh, which might be something that I'll consider doing just again because of my behaviors.
Right. Your behaviors.
Yeah.
Um, there's another KB article about. I'm looking through 305. There's another KB on how to check your PC. Actually, I have a link for you guys in the show notes. Sorry, I'm trying to read at the same time. How to check your PC to see if you are enabled to get this. This update enables additional capabilities for Windows Update notifications when new updates are available. Pause computer.
So apparently, if you're running Windows 7 Service Pack 1 or Windows 8.1 Update, you'll eventually see the Get Windows 10 app icon unless you're not on one of those versions, Windows 7 SP1 or 8.1 Update. Windows Update is turned off or set not to receive updates automatically. You've manually blocked or uninstalled certain necessary Windows updates, or you're not running a genuine copy of Windows. And there are ways to actually force it by going into the registry. And I do have the KB numbers that you need, and I'm going to throw them into the chat room, both for Win 7 and Win 8.
Okay.
Those did not copyright. Sorry, guys. I will do there's two for Windows 7 and two for Windows 8.1 that you'll need to grab. Yeah.
Wow.
So people are going to start seeing this stuff appear if they're.
So obviously, with this little icon in your taskbar, you can right-click it and check your upgrade status, and it will let you know how you're doing. You can check your PC to see if there are any like compatibility or driver issues. So that is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier when you weren't paying attention.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted people to go to the
Right.
chat room and forums, the forums, and let us know, hey, just curious, are you guys seeing anything that's not compatible?
Yeah, I see tons of KB articles. All right, so this is cool. I'm just trying to figure out why I don't have it. Why have I not been invited to the party? I guess someone listening to the show will be able to tell us.
Well, I think it's because it was an optional update that you did not take, and now eventually when they made it a recommended update, your just machine hasn't quite picked it up yet. It's only
Okay.
Wednesday, right? So.
Okay. So it may be in my optional updates. I hate to put those in there, but let's
Yeah.
just
They're going to end in 8.3 and 7.8, if that helps you at all.
okay. We will run those. How about that? We'll see if I can crater my PC during the podcast.
So that's not the only way to get Windows 10. There's also you'll be able
Okay.
to purchase new hardware.
All right. So obviously they want to have hardware available on that date. I alluded to maybe some Surface hardware, but we know we're getting some third party, some OEM gear because that's been announced, right?
Yes. Um,
Anything that caught your eye?
ASUS had a great day on Wednesday, I believe,
Yeah,
and
they
they
had
kind
a
of announced everything.
big show. I mean, they announced everything that they're doing, right?
Pretty much at Computex, and they even announced Android tablets because they're in that space. Some new phones, they're in that space. But the Transformer book, T100, was fairly popular, mainly for its price and its the fact that it was ultralight. It was one of those two-in-ones where the tablet attaches to a keyboard dock. So that's kind of the featured item because they're boasting 14 hours of battery life, maintaining the same form factor, but it's 20% thinner, so it weighs only 580 grams. It will feature the Intel Atom Cherry Trail, which we've come to know and love on our Surface,
Hmm.
up to 4 gigs of RAM, and most importantly, and why it's really getting attention, is a USB 3.1 Type C connector.
What?
Yeah, so
Everything we've always wanted.
it will have a Type C connector, and it will be around the same price as the current model. So I'd assume like 349, 399 ish to start, and then you'll usually see those prices drop on specials in the holidays. They'll have some new colors, so it might be too small for some people, but it will also feature Continuum. It will support that because it's a true two-in-one made for Windows 10. So it'll definitely be a viable option for those that are maybe on a little bit of a budget or need the battery life more than so, something like the Surface 3 would offer. So
Okay.
that was interesting. I am interested in, not personally, but for a family member, a new ebook. So I love the 179 ebook that I picked up from the Microsoft Store, the E205. And this is a new version, or I should say a step up. They've also updated that. There'll be a new $200 model, but this is a 14-inch ebook. So 14-inch display, just about 3 pounds in weight, Pentium processor, 2 gig of RAM, 32 gigabyte eMMC for $299. So it's sort of comparable to the HP Stream 13, but with a 14-inch display. It's supposed to have great colors due to ASUS's splendid technology and 13 hours of battery life. So not bad.
Wow.
14 inch,
Wow.
yeah, 14-inch laptop under 3 pounds or just about 3 pounds, 13 hours of battery life for $300. So that'll be an interesting one to watch. Performance, we'll have to see. I would normally scoff at that RAM, but I've seen Windows 8 run on 1 gigabytes of RAM. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
so those were interesting. And then I also thought the Lenovo ThinkPad 10, they're updating that line, so that's going to work with Windows 10. Lenovo is doing some special work with Microsoft to make Cortana even more user-friendly. I won't get into that right now, but they'll also be using the Cherry Trail processor. Also give you plenty of options of RAM, 10 hours of battery life, and all sorts of accessories. So if you don't like a type cover or touch cover, they have a special ThinkPad keyboard dock with a rather small trackpad, but actually has trackpad buttons. A folio that flips out to support the camera. While you can keep the case and use the camera at the same time. I thought that was pretty cool. A new Toshiba satellite 13-inch Ultrabook with Skylake was shown off this week as well. Skylake is the next gen chipset from Intel. And what was really cool about this, so a 13-inch Ultrabook with a search button on the side for quick access to Cortana, since Cortana is built into all Windows 10 devices.
Interesting.
Yeah, thought that
Um,
was pretty cool.
I'm looking at your little ebook here. I hate that they're calling it an ebook.
Yeah,
I mean, that just kills it right out of the gate for me. But
that's their budget product line. Yeah.
wow, I mean, that's a sharp looking device. I mean, that is
Mhm.
gorgeous. I love, I love me some Asus.
My mom has an aging Samsung Ultrabook, one of the first with Windows 7 that I got from the Microsoft Store on sale, so it was already a year old when I got it. So it's just kind of getting there. It's fine. I think I kind of need to do a software reset on it, but would love to just get her something like that. She could have a larger screen. It'll be about the same weight. She has a 12-inch display now, so I'm really excited for that. So you'll probably see me picking one of those up, and I'll definitely let Surface Geeks know.
All right. Did they
One
say what?
last one. Go ahead.
Did they say what the video was at and the resolution on this, or did you tell me?
No, I'm
No.
assuming it's 13 by 768. I'm just assuming that. I
Mm,
could be wrong.
yeah, since it's kind of budget. Okay.
Yeah, but one last one. Everyone loves, or if you read the blogs and reviewers, everyone loves the Dell XPS 13,
Right.
especially since some updates have come out to the drivers and chipsets. So Dell and Microsoft partnered together to make one more stunning XPS, the new XPS 15. So take the XPS 13, everything you know and love about it, put a 15-inch Quad HD Plus Infinity display, get it ready for Windows 10, and that is what you have. It is very attractive. It has that very thin bezel, and we'll have that Infinity display and be coming with Windows 10 out of the box. And as far as we know, we'll be running Skylake as well.
That's your flagship right there.
Hmm.
I mean, that is your Windows 10 flagship machine.
You
That's gonna
kind
be
of
gorgeous.
you kind of want that in the store,
You
you
yeah,
know, at least to see.
yeah. You definitely want that in the store, front and center, with that gorgeous screen, Windows 10.
Now there is a rumor that the XPS 13 is a 1080p standard and a Quad HD model at the higher end. That the XPS 15 will be Quad HD standard and possible 4K upgrade to the display. Just rumored, no hard facts yet, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Wow. That's crazy. And the Toshiba's the one that had a Cortana button
Yes,
on a laptop,
Toshiba's yes on the
but
side.
but it's on the side.
Yeah, you know how some of these convertibles put like the Windows key on the side or the power button because
Hmm.
you might use it as a tablet. It's kind of in that place. If that makes any sense. So
Mm.
I put a video. It'll be in the show notes. So you guys can check it out. Not
Okay.
too much has come out about it yet because a lot of these devices weren't necessarily shown off at the event, but they were at the booth, right? So if you went to the Toshiba booth, you would find this sort of thing. So
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I would use that or not.
no,
Um,
you'd probably just accidentally hit it and start cursing at Cortana.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hopefully it's a long press. Maybe you can disable it. I don't know. I might use it if it was. I don't know. Maybe Cortana will have like a Windows key hot shortcut, and I would use it that way. Windows key C. I don't know. Cortana. Hey, Cortana. All right. Anything else Windows 10 that I need to know?
Um,
You're catching me up since I completely turned off my Twitter feed. Everybody was driving me crazy. Maybe maybe I want to know if there's a Surface Pro 4 coming out on the same day.
I don't see how that's not right. I mean, unless they're waiting for Skylake and Skylake just won't quite be ready that day,
Hmm.
but it looks like it will be ready quarter 3. So that's the only reason why I would say, what if it's not ready? But of course, I'm sure like, you could go in and kind of pre-order a Surface 3 without even having any money, without a deposit. So I'm guessing where that's like a worst case scenario. It's not quite there yet, but you can snag one. But you would think they're going to try their darndest to hit that date.
I wonder if they would be so bold as to refresh the Pro 3 line, and would you announce a Pro 4 at the same time saying, "Hey, this will be ready, Q I don't know, Q4,
Yeah,
late
almost not
Q3."
needed. I mean, clearly there's Pro 3 stock left that just went on sale again, select models. Um, so one of my concerns is you hear things that they're going to go fanless. Does that mean reduced performance and less excitement from the core, quote unquote?
Yeah, fanless. I don't think I'm a big fan of. Um, if it's going to be limited in any way, shape, or fashion. I mean, we all, if you've listened to this show long enough, you know I had issues with the Pro 3 from the beginning. Didn't I mean I wasn't a big fan, but that was the i5. The i3 kind of saved me. But I really would not like a fanless design if it's really, really, you know, throttled. I hate to
Well,
say that word.
would anyone be interested in the same performance as the Pro 3 but fanless? Is that worth doing?
Pro, the same performance?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Because the i5, I mean, the fan does kick up quite a bit.
right. So if you could do with that performance or a little bit more, I'm talking like 10%, where they could say it's a boost, but it's not, totally noticeable. But
Yeah.
make it fanless, is that a product worth shipping?
Get a little bit extra battery life out of it.
Yep,
Not spinning a fan, not all that heat burn.
yeah.
Maybe make it thinner. I don't know how much thinner you
Yes,
can get, but
because I
it would
think
be
if
a
you got
little.
rid of the fans, you would be able to close that gap in the back,
Right,
right? Yeah.
right.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, if it's July 29th, I mean, if they stick to how they did it last year, remember June 20th, no, May 20th they announced, June 20th they shipped.
Hmm.
I mean, we've blown by that, so we're a year past, but we still have some time to make this July 29th. So sometime in June,
Yeah, end of June, we would expect to see
we may be
an event.
lucky enough to get some invites out and maybe see a press conference or something.
And I'm still curious. Do you think we see the Surface 3 LTE model before Windows 10 comes out?
Wow, they've dragged their feet so much on LTE. I just think they have an aversion to it, and I think they finally said, "Oh God, get him to shut up, put it in there,
Right.
and then we'll see how many we sell, and then they can say, 'I told you so. You guys aren't buying this.
Yeah.
We're never doing it again.'" That's probably what's going to happen. But I know a lot of guys waited. A lot of guys waited. I know you would have, right?
Probably. I probably would have kept my Pro 3 and
Yeah.
waited. I'm totally glad I didn't. I didn't. I mean, I love my Surface 3. I love it so much that I would definitely consider, upgrading to the LT model because depending where I am at work, because it's a campus, right? My
Mhm.
Wi-Fi availability can fluctuate because we have to reserve certain space for. But we have to, we have to block out some of the bandwidth for people like me, so the real network, the point of sale terminals and the ride and show networks can be hardened.
Right. Right. Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting to podcast in the month of June. Although, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to be on a vacay. I'm going
Not
to
again.
be, yes, yes. So you're really not supposed to say this when, but it's going to be when I'm out.
Hmm.
It will be
Oh,
when
of
I'm out.
course. So then you will make sure that anyone that would need you to go do something reaches out to me and says, John's my proxy.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm saying, go to John.
Go to John.
Just send that Surface Pro 4 over to John. He will
Hmm.
review it
Hmm.
and get that out. Yeah, so I hope so. I hope we see something. Let's wrap it up with a little Windows Phone news. There's a little bit, just a little bit,
Just a smidgen.
just a
So
smidgen. Verizon. Hey,
yeah,
Verizon.
two Windows phones that may or may not have a reason to exist. The one that I think probably does not is the Verizon LG Lancet in blue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what processor that is, the MSM, but some kind of quad-core 1.2 gigahertz processor that does not look like a Snapdragon. 1 gigs of RAM, 1 gig of RAM, 8 gigabyte internal storage, SD card support, LTE for Verizon bands, 4.5 inch FWVGA. God knows what that is, but it's 854 by 480.
Ugh.
2100 milliamp battery, an 8 megapixel autofocus camera. Dave, the camera has autofocus.
Autofocus.
The front camera is listed as VGA, so that means it could be less than a megapixel. Definitely an item that you want to run out and buy. You can get it on contract for $20 if you're willing to sign your life away to Verizon for 2 years.
179 for
Otherwise,
no
it's
contract.
179, and the bezel is just gigantic on that phone.
It's a beast, and from a distance, it looks like a G4. You're like, oh, the G4 demo's here. You go over and look at it. It's like, oh, it's
Especially because of the color scheme. They're advertising it with the white background in Windows Phone, and the on-screen buttons are highlighted green, so it literally looks like the LG skin that ships on Android phones.
I looked at it. There was one of these in the Verizon store, and there is nothing special about this phone.
So we should be fair. Verizon has not had a chance to really have a low-cost Windows phone. We've all been playing with 635s and 520s and other devices, right? So should we not be so harsh and say, well, at least if you're on Verizon, you have a cracked screen phone, or you want to get something new and you don't want to spend too much, at least you have a Windows phone option?
Whatever.
I tried my best to sell that one. So for the rest of us not on Verizon, the Lumia 535, which has definitely been out for at least 6 months because it was available Black Friday at some places. It's a dual SIM phone, Lumia 535, 5-inch 960 by 540 display, 1.2 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon 200, 1 gig of RAM, which is nice to see. 8 gigs of internal storage, and a 5 megapixel front and rear camera, so you can take some pretty good selfies with it. Unlocked is $149. Now on the Microsoft Store as of today. This was breaking right before we went live on June 3rd. So again, I'm not sure. It's tough, right? Because the 635's out there, but has half the RAM, and I've noticed that Windows Phone does much better the more RAM you throw at it. But the processor is slower. So tough call on whether you get this or a 635, but it's up to what you prioritize.
Yeah, why are we buying this when there's a 635?
It's a half-inch larger screen and half a gigabyte more RAM, and a much better front-facing camera.
Okay.
So that's our Windows Phone
Why,
news.
oh God, why are we releasing so many freaking iterations of phones? Drives me crazy, John.
It can't be helping them because they could just keep making more of the 635 and the 735 and the 830 and just go about their business.
They're making phones like they make software. They're iterating these little baby steps. It's like, okay, here's an update. Here's an update. Here's an update.
And I thought they were using the Snapdragon 400 and everything to get that cost of goods down, but now they start using Snapdragon 200s as well. So now they got two processors that they gotta, manufacture in bulk. Not to, let's just assume that they've made all the 930s that they're going to make. By the way, if you want a 930, if you're capable of not having LTE, it's down to $329 on Expanses US and places like that. So the lower that phone gets, the better deal it becomes. So.
Yeah, I look forward to the day where there's a true flagship. I mean, true flagship with Windows 10, and we'll take a look, John. I know you and I will both be on it, wherever it is.
I'm getting a 940 XL, and you're getting a 940. That's already set in stone.
It's already set in stone. I'd like the XL.
Oh, look at you.
I have. I'm still on an Edge contract with Verizon, but that doesn't mean that I can't pay to get it, erased and go and jump over. So
that's right.
I'm always willing to do that for you guys. Couple of app updates on the Windows Phone Store.
Oh, I don't have that. I have
What?
Microsoft app updates on the Google Play Store.
Yikes. Okay, what is this flow? What is this
We
flow
don't
you
really know.
talk about?
It's like a rumor slash leak sort of thing where
Hmm.
on iOS, um, it's going to allow you to collaborate on email. So you use Flow, you hook up to your email, and instead of like replying back to the email, let's say you and I were on a team, we would have a side conversation about that email before one of us replied back to it actually. So it's a email collaboration tool that apparently Microsofties are using on their iOS phones for testing purposes.
Those devils. Okay, so this is part of the apps that Mary Jo Foley was talking last week about on Windows Weekly.
Yes,
I
sir.
haven't listened to this week, so I have no idea what they talked about. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it Windows Phone. I threw out a little challenge for you earlier in the show notes, saying, "Hey, let's take some an Android flagship piece of hardware and just create a phone out of Windows Phone apps, not Windows Phone apps, out of Android apps. Let's we're the new Microsoft. We're gonna skin Android and release a flagship." The reason I say that is because you can almost do that. There's so many Microsoft apps. How many Microsoft apps do you have on your phone?
Personally, I have quite a few.
I have just
OneDrive, OneNote, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Um, I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, Office Lens, Skype,
Office Lens is bad to the
Office
bone.
Line. Office Lens is awesome. Like I never really used it till this week,
Yeah,
and it
really.
literally like I don't know how well it works, but it does. I took a picture from an angle of a project plan on a giant like ledger-sized piece of paper. Boom, totally imported that, cut everything out I didn't need. It's awesome, and you can quickly add it to OneNote or add it to OneDrive or both. Like I love the sharing options. Really cool.
Yeah, I like how it goes. Yeah, it just zaps right into my OneDrive, and there's just one little spot in my documents folder where that'll go. 32 meg download. I just looked it up.
And we didn't talk about this, but I'm most excited to have Cortana on my Android phone. I cannot wait
Really? Why?
because
Why would that excite you? I just want to know.
okay, I don't want to use Bing as my search engine. We can argue that one day, but for me personally, I do not get good search results with Bing. I want to use Google. So I will be able to continue to use Google as my search engine on my phone and on my Surface, but I can have the ability to go to Cortana on both my Windows 10, soon to come on Surface, and now on my Android device, soon to come, and get to leverage Cortana because I do like Cortana. I do like the way that I can talk to her and the things that she will do for me because she is a true personal assistant. So I feel like I can get the best of both worlds.
Okay, so she will be able to leverage Google
No, she'll still
on
use
Android.
Bing,
Okay.
but like I'm not going to search with Cortana. I'm going to say, Cortana, remind me to grab the documents for my meeting tomorrow.
Okay.
And then the notification will pop up on my Surface, right? And vice versa. That's what I'm looking forward to, is using her as a personal assistant on Android and Windows.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sold on that yet. I mean, I'll try it. I'll definitely try it. I don't talk to my phone a lot. I'm always typing it in. So
No, but why wouldn't you just type that into Cortana?
I could.
Yeah.
I could. As long as yeah, I don't mind talking in. I don't mind typing to Cortana. I used to use Cortana for the music feature a lot. Like tap the little notes and say, "What song is this?" She'd always get it. Okay, so I'm running pretty much the same thing. I am also running Outlook. I don't think that you got that one.
No, I would love to use it as my Exchange client, but it will not sync my contacts locally, and I need to have that. I do not want to manually manage my contacts, and I don't want multiple apps. Yeah, I could do like 4 different apps to sync different things. No, I just wish Outlook would add a couple more features, and the
Mm,
most important being local contact sync, and then I'd also like local calendar sync. Who knows? Maybe it'll come soon.
I I would think that that would come soon. OneDrive, of course, I'm using also the Microsoft account. I find that I often get the I don't get into a spot where I'm doing something and they have to text me. We need to make sure this is you, Dave.
You know how
Text you a
many
code.
you know how many devices I buy, how many times I have to do that,
Yeah.
and then I use my Google Voice number, and sometimes the text doesn't come through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So if you get the Microsoft account app, you verify yourself once with the account app, and then anytime one of those situations comes up, you say you want to modify your billing. Well, it'll send a message to your Microsoft account, and then you go in there and you tap yes. Please allow me
hmm.
to do my own thing. I use Office Mobile, Office Lens, Yammer. I don't know if you ever use Yammer. Maybe not. How about 360? Not 365. Xbox Music.
Oh yes, but I'm waiting for an update. They don't quite support OneDrive Music yet, and that's where I moved all my music. So if I log in Xbox Music, I see almost nothing. So
Right.
that is coming. That has been promised to be coming soon. Well, and we're going to get it before iOS too, which is pretty sweet. So we'll be getting a nice Xbox Music update.
Yeah. That'll make it really nice. So if you had to, you could use all kinds of other things. There's Skype. You could use Skype for IMs,
Hmm.
Skype for phone. What else could we do? Making a Microsoft Android phone,
Smart Glass if you have an Xbox,
smart
like a
glass.
second screen type experience.
They don't
Um,
have. It's not quite an app, but they have apps on Windows Phone for camera. Does that count? I'm sure they could get us an app really quick for camera.
yeah, I wonder if like you could take any kind of pictures with Cortana. Although I guess kind of what do we just say? Office Lens isn't too bad.
In the Microsoft Garage, those guys released a lock screen, and that's almost like a skin.
Yeah, and it works well. And
Yeah,
so you can use the next lock screen, and kind of different but kind of related. You could use the Z launcher from Nokia.
true.
Oh,
Z launcher.
they now own Sunrise Calendar, and it actually says on Google Play that it's a Microsoft Corporation owned app.
Oh, what about the big one from today? Was that this morning?
Yeah, that's not quite transitioned yet, but Wunderlist is coming.
Right. So
They
to-do lists.
How do we forget
So
about the Bing search app? You can actually replace the Google Now feature. So if you like click and hold on most phones that are modern, you get Google Now. You could actually make that launch Bing instead. So you could make Bing your default search engine for the OS as well as the browser. Microsoft Remote Desktop, I do use that, so that's another one I forgot when I
mhm,
VPN in to Remote. Microsoft Link if your company allows you external access.
true.
Oh, MSN News for breaking news alerts, and if you
Oh,
use
tons of
MSN News
MSN apps,
occasionally,
right?
weather, money, all that kind of fun stuff. I did just find a new one, Dave. The Picturesque lock screen from Microsoft. It's pretty cool looking.
Is that a garage app?
Yeah.
Picturesque. Okay, picturesque lock screen.
Beautiful Bing homepage images. Search on the lock screen, and it'll show latest news, weathers, notifications, regional calendars, camera and phone controls.
Hmm.
It says it's a treat for all cricket lovers. Not really sure why it says that. Um,
Okay. I like this. Although I don't like hanging out on my lock screen. I don't like
no.
hanging out. I don't want news and top stories on my lock screen, for God's sakes.
Office Delve, which I can't use, but 365 users can. Um, and then there is this Microsoft Garage project called Keyboard for Excel. It's a special keyboard that will launch when you go into Excel.
Right.
And on a tablet, it'll actually give you the 10 key numpad. Pretty cool. Obviously, it's really meant for a tablet. And then it'll give you like some special function keys as well.
So the point of that little exercise is just kind of, hey, there's kind of a plan B, right?
Yeah, it's kind of already there.
Plan B is kind of in
And
effect.
Microsoft has announced more and more partnerships. that OEMs will begin to bundle more and more of their apps on their devices. Now, from what we've seen, it's never all of them, right? You're not going to buy a Samsung phone and get every Microsoft app, but I think
Hmm.
you're going to get OneDrive and Office and maybe Skype, right? If your carrier doesn't get in the way. But
Hmm.
I think the partnership with Cyanogen and some other companies out there, especially overseas, you might see what's close to a Microsoft phone.
There's a health app. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah, of
But
course.
that doesn't make the phone, right? I'm talking about like
Yeah.
apps to make the phone.
The only thing that there really isn't is a good launcher. Like I mentioned, the Z launcher, not everyone likes that. It's
Right.
so
It's not a
unique.
good
But
launcher.
if they would come up with a real launcher that, instead of like the Google search bar, right? That was a Bing search bar and things like that. So,
Yeah. I mean they're close to being there. I guarantee you there's a phone somewhere in the Microsoft land that's an Android skinned phone running all Microsoft apps. There has to be. There has to be.
yeah.
They're getting close. I'm not saying that that's the plan, guys. I'm just throwing a what if out there. I think I would carry it with a Nokia camera. I would carry it. I think it would be pretty good.
Like there's even apps for Android Wear. I mean, that's how far they've gone.
Yeah, you can get your OneDrive photos on Android Wear now.
Yeah. And
Um,
Torque, or if you flip your watch, you can search Bing with your voice.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
All right, that's just a fun exercise. We can continue this in the forums. All right, anything else, John? Oh, I think we've got an hour here.
no, the only thing that kind of ties into that is that the Office apps, not Office Mobile, but Word, Excel, and PowerPoint for Android were recently updated, so they now support more phones and more devices. So, for example, the Nexus 6 was never actually supported until now, and they look and run just great. They just are great, great apps. So it's nice to have, you know, almost full-fledged Word, Excel, and PowerPoint apps on your Android devices.
Hmm, very nice. I have it. I enjoy it. It is nice to have. It is nice to have. All right, John. I think that's what is this? 92? I think that's 92. Hey, don't forget everybody, if you even if you use an Amazon Echo, Surface Geeks and Home Server Show are now on TuneIn Radio. So you can just say, "Okay, Alexa, play me Surface Geeks podcast," and boom, she'll start playing the latest episode. It's really cool. So if you listen to TuneIn Radio, it's out there if you need it. It's out there. You can get Agnostic Tech Podcast as well on TuneIn Radio. All right, John. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Dave. Have a good night,
All right,
everybody.
everybody out there in live stream, thank you for joining. YouTubers, thank you as well. We'll see you in the forums. Good night. Oh, YouTube live chat. I'm yawning. Yawning. Good night, chat room.
Good night.